Greetings, beautiful beings. Coming to you with this beautiful tree supporting my spine as I sit here on the ground with a beautiful concoction of mama cacao. And this concoction is made up of South Pacific cacao from the Cacao Ambassador, some of which I put in Solomon Island cacao, the land of my ancestors, and also some of which I also put the Eru blend, which is a beautiful cacao blend with South Pacific cacao and sacred healing herbs from Ireland. So also part of my ancestry, I put them both in the same brew for the first ever time this week, today, and I've tasted it just now and it tastes beautiful. And then I just took my first sip before I just kind of could see all my ancestors, and this very much ties in with what I'm being called to speak on today. Something within my healing journey or realization journey this week was about this term of mixed race, or when I moved to New Zealand from the Solomon Islands, this term half caste, which was very openly used, and I think sometimes still openly used. And for all of those souls out there who are of descent or have roots from very opposite sides of the world, and the sort of challenges and actually the healing that I've done around this that I didn't realize needed to be healed just within the last few days. And yeah, I guess I just want to speak into, first of all, the word half caste. And when I was growing up in New Zealand, that was the first time I ever came across it. When I was born in the Solomon Islands, I lived there for the first 5 years of my life. I never heard that term. Never felt any different from anyone else. But yeah, in New Zealand, that term was very widely used. I think some people still use it, or if you're Samoan, they'll say afikasi. And not until I moved to London did I realise that that's a derogatory term. And actually the term half caste came about to make those of us, like myself, of roots from different places, to feel less than and to feel separated. And not until I've kind of gone along my journey did I realise this, and I for so long had it drilled into my head. I'm half this, I'm quarter this, I'm half this, I'm quarter this. But not until I really sort of meditated on it recently and sort of had some releases about it recently did I realise I'm actually whole. I'm actually whole. I'm not half anything, quarter this, ate that, the 16th this. I'm whole exactly as I am, perfect exactly as I am. And I reflect back on, and this was a massive revelation for me, by the way, and how freeing it felt when I kind of realized this or remembered this, and how much more confident I feel within myself and who I am now. But yeah, growing up in the Solomon Islands from the age of 5, being of, I like to now call myself multi-rooted. So having a dad of the Solomon Islands and a mother half Irish, half Scottish. Myself and my siblings were lighter complexion than all my cousins and all my family, than everyone that I saw mostly in my daily life in the Solomon Islands. And I was never made to feel any different. I was never made to feel that I didn't belong and that I didn't have a place in my family, in that country. You know, sometimes we've got a few looks and stuff, but it wasn't like you don't belong here. Not until I moved to New Zealand, Aotearoa, which is a country of Indigenous Māori that had been colonised by the British. And not until I moved there, sort of terms that I didn't realise existed, or getting put into boxes and defined and in a certain way, in this British way of thinking. And then that became normalised. And then not until I become older I realised, oh actually, well that's not necessarily true. For example, the term half caste. which I look back on it now and I think like, wow, how deeply rooted this really was within me. I just would say that I was this term so very openly and kind of proudly almost, without realizing the deeper meaning of things. And I do also believe that words hold energy as well. So without my knowledge, calling myself less than half these other people around me, half in worth, half in, I don't know, but without me realizing, I was kind of chipping away at my own identity, chipping away at who I was at my core, chipping away at my own confidence, and really reclaiming this whole idea that I am whole no matter where I'm from. I am God, universe, source's creature, like this tree behind me, like the birds, like the bees, like the grass underneath my feet. Whole, we are whole in our creation, not less than. So yeah, over the years I've been doing a lot of I guess I would say healing around my different ancestry, around my Solomon roots, my blackness, and really coming into my reclamation or proclamation of my blackness, which I think growing up in very colonial, racist New Zealand, that was something that I was never identified with, or that I sort of viewed. I just saw myself as kind of brown, which wasn't black, which I am black, very much black. And I'm very much also Irish and Scottish. So yeah, definitely over the last few years, coming here to the UK, living here on this land, in the middle of England, going up to Scotland, just even physically being on the same land mass as Scotland, just being South Scotland, being so close to Ireland, going to Ireland a few times, being surrounded by Scottish and Irish people in the places I was living, Birmingham and London, just building a connection with that part of myself has really helped me feel so whole and full within who I actually am, where I actually came from, and given me an understanding that I didn't just pop out of nowhere. Like, I had so many long lines of ancestors behind me that have come before me, that if it was not for them, I literally would not be here breathing and talking to you right now. So I owe them gratitude, and you know, I and you are your ancestors' wildest dreams. You know, all the sacrifices they went through to survive, to create new life, was for you, was for me. So how beautiful and amazing is that? So yeah, this specific video is, I guess, particularly for those of us who are double rooted, triple rooted, multi rooted, to many lands, to many ancestors with many different cultures. And I look at myself as a bridge. I've always looked at myself as a bridge, actually, between two worlds, walking between two worlds, sort of the European side of things, or lens of living and being, and growing up in New Zealand, a colonised country of Britain. You know, the culture, my other culture, and other cultures that weren't that were looked down on and less than, and savagery or unsophisticated. But of course, as a lot of us know, some of us don't know, but a lot of us know that all these other cultures and peoples that exist outside of British colonies very much are intelligent, very much have their own ways of living and own ways of being, much more connected with the earth and the intelligence of the earth and the elements. But also the colonizers also have the ability to come back to that remembrance within themselves. So I would call myself, though I'm not specifically British, and not necessarily the colonizer, but I look not half of me, part of my ancestors, they looked like the colonizers, being Irish and Scottish, because the Irish and Scottish were colonized by the British, by the English. So though I'm not the colonizer, I definitely, I guess, identified as part of that sort of feeling like, oh my goodness, people that looked like me also colonized other people that looked like me, and just, yeah, that was a big thing for me and myself to reconcile. And yeah, I've just always looked at myself as a bridge. So any of you out there who are multi-rooted, I guess I'm coming back to my point now, we have a very unique perspective on the world, a very powerful perspective that can help enlighten others along their journey to help see things in life through a different lens, through a different perspective, because we are, those of us that are multi-rooted, or whatever you want to call it, I do quite like the term multi-rooted, we are a bridge between multiple worlds, between multiple cultures, and what a beautiful experience that is. And you probably felt like this as well, like myself, like you never really belonged to a particular culture. Like for myself, to be honest, I did always feel that I belonged in the Solomon Islands, but in New Zealand I didn't really feel that I ever belonged there. And then when I went to Ireland and Scotland, I was like, oh yeah, I'm part of this place, but I didn't really feel like I belonged. Only until recently, when I had this sort of realization, I am whole. I am whole. I am whole. I am Scottish, Irish, Solomon Island, and possibly other things, but I am whole. So when I go to these places, when I go to Ireland, when I go to Scotland, when I go to the Solomon Islands, I am a whole being, and that just sits so differently. And I could go back to New Zealand knowing where I come from, and really own that, reclaim that, proclaim that, and it just makes you move in the world in a completely different way, where you know who you are, you know your center. No one can tell you who you are. You are a force to be reckoned with. You are the light. You are in your center. You are grounded. No one can shake you. That's a very powerful place to be, for yourself, for your ancestors of the past, and your ancestors of the future. Yeah, so this was a bit of a sort of just an expression about just what kind of came through to me very recently about my own healing within my own journey of growing up or having this life experience with many different cultures embedded into my blood, embedded into my DNA, and just like I've always known it's been a gift, and it's been so special and sacred to have multiple ancestors from different countries. But now I feel whole. Like I would always describe myself, oh, I'm half Solomon Island, I'm a quarter Irish, I'm a quarter Scottish, and that's it. But even just fragmenting myself in that way just didn't feel right. But now just knowing like this cacao, right, that I've made, I'll just finish off the video with this. This cacao I've made is from the South Pacific, pure Solomon Island cacao, and also Pacific cacao infused with Irish herbs. So yes, it is made up of different types of cacao, but when I drink this beautiful medicine, this beautiful cacao, it is whole in its being. Like I am whole in my being, and you are whole in your being, no matter where in the world you come from, no matter how many ancestors you have from different parts of the world, from different cultures. You are whole, you are beautiful, and you are here to walk the path of being the bridge between these worlds. And just think about how many people we could help by sharing our experiences, and sharing that actually, in fact, all of us humans, we do just want the same thing: to live in love, peace, be happy, and just live and just be. So yeah, that's the little korero, that's the little chat, the little convo that I wanted to come here and share with you guys today. I'm thinking about creating some beautiful spaces for those of us with multi roots. So yeah, keep your eyes and ears open for that. That's kind of just brewing, getting some downloads on that recently. So yeah, keep your ears open if you would like to know more. Stay connected. Always thank the ancestors for everything that they endured and survived and thrived in for you to be here, and we give thanks for this present moment. A beautiful life. Have a beautiful day, dear souls.